My name is Mark Miner. I am an investigative writer and author. In my travels, I've investigated many people and places. Watch as I seek out stories that are typically outside of the box of normal. I am the Seeker.
Ever since time began, where man has had thought and reasoning, we have often wondered if there was life outside of us. Is there life outside of the planet, our lands, in the skies? We've often described them as deities or gods or the such. Uh, Later in life, eons and years later, we have discovered that there is other life out there other than ourselves. A lot of that is not told to the public, but a lot of records are coming to light to where we have been having some contact with beings. And so there are commonly, to an agreement amongst the mass, there are 10 alien beings who are in contact with our planet. One is the Greys, which we all know. Two is the Sasani, a hybrid of reptilians and Greys. Three are Arcturians, inhabitants of the Milky Way. Four is the Nordics, the tall blonde people with bright blue eyes. Five is the Pleiadians, mostly resembling human beings. Six is the Yael, kindest beings who approach very slowly. Seven is the Anunnaki, who help colonize our species on Earth. Eight is the Alpha Draconians, giants resembling dragons. Nine is reptilians. Those are underground scaly species. And 10 is the Namos from the star Sirius. So this is the agreement that the mass has come up with 10 different alien beings that we've been in contact with over the years. Now, there is circumstantial and testimonial evidence supporting President Eisenhower's meeting with extraterrestrials in the start of a series of meetings that culminated in the signing of a treaty with different groups of extraterrestrials. The most intriguing are circumstances surrounding Eisenhower's alleged winter vacation to Palm Springs, California from February 17th to the 24th of 1954. I'm going to put a link down here so that you guys can look that up for yourselves. Allegedly, there was an agreement of exchange for weaponry and technology advancement in return for a certain amount of people to be abducted, us beings, human beings, to be abducted. For what? Nobody knows. But there was an agreement that was made allegedly that a certain amount of us would be allowed to be taken. However, that treaty was broken from what the records state by the extraterrestrials, and more of us human beings were abducted or taken. And for we're trying to figure out many reasons, and some of those reasons we figured were for hybrid testing in order for them to blend their DNA with ours for some sort of reason. Another is to, you know, assimilate themselves onto our planet by looking like us, accepting some of our DNA and the such for reasons, again, we don't understand. Um, but the technology that they gave us is pretty evident. I mean, when you think about it, go back to the 1920s when the Wright brothers, early 1900s to 1920s, when the Wright brothers had flight. Okay, that was highly tech. Uh, that was high technology back in the day. But think about it. So, say let's go from 1922 to 2022. That's 100 years. Within 100 years' time, we have flown hazardly in the skies in the 1920s to now where we're visiting planets, where we're discovering alternate realities, and where we have computers that bring up information or create things within a millisecond. We have jets and we have rockets and we have spaceships and we have, you name it. Just think about that. Grasp at that. Within 100 years, which is just but a blip in our existence on this planet, we've had advancements. We've had historical evidence of this for so many years, and we have chose to ignore it or try to rewrite history and try in order for us to cope with the fact that we have had contact with extraterrestrials for a very, very, very long time, clear back to thousands upon thousands of years. I firmly believe this. Not that we're a stupid species, but I would say that we're kind of like a lab experiment, if you might want to say, to many of them. And so none of this is very spontaneous. Like I said, we've known for many years, and so I just want to kind of get your guys' idea of what you thought about what you think about this. Do you believe there's life outside on other planets? Do you believe there's those lives that come to this planet? Do you believe that they have helped us advance in technology and medicine and so forth? Tell me what you think in the comments. I really enjoyed doing the research on this episode because it brought up a lot of information for me that I wasn't aware of. So, anyways, I'm going to end this episode. It's a very short one, I know, but I just I like creating these little episodes like this because it gets the mind to thinking so that you'll go further and do some research on your own or kind of just give it some thought and mull it over and see where you stand with it. So remember, guys, stay weird, and I will see you on the next episode. You guys be good. Bye.